My people, how much more can Nigerians take? Just when we thought fuel subsidy removal was the peak of our suffering, another blow lands. This time, a 15% fuel import tax. And guess who is not keeping quiet? The Yoruba Union. Please stay with me till the end of this video because what's happening now could shape the future of fuel prices, economic survival, and even political trust in Nigeria. Kindly like this video, subscribe, and let's break it down together. So, what's really going on? On October 21st, 2025, a letter from the presidency surfaced, signed by President Tinubu's private secretary. It approved a 15% ad valorem tax on imported petrol and diesel. That means the tax is calculated based on the total cost of the fuel, including insurance and freight. Now, let's pause here. This is not a flat tax. It is a percentage of the total value. So, the more expensive the fuel, the higher the tax. And when the naira is still struggling and global oil prices unstable, this tax could push pump prices to over 1,000 naira per litre. Yes, you heard that right. 1,000 naira per litre. Now, the Yoruba Union, officially known as Igbimo Majekobaje Ile Yoruba, didn't mince words. They call the policy insensitive and exploitative. Their convener Olushola Badero and Home Director Princess Balogun accused the Tinubu administration of trying to monopolize the economy for a few cronies. They said, and I quote, "This is not governance, this is economic sabotage." Strong words. But here is where it gets deeper. This isn't just about fuel, it is about trust, it is about survival, it is about whether Nigerians can still believe that their leaders are working in their interest. Let's not forget, when the fuel subsidy was removed in 2023, the government promised that the regulation will bring competition, lower prices, and better services. But what have we seen? Prices have skyrocketed. Transportation is a nightmare. Food prices are out of control. And now, a new tax. Critics are asking, why introduce a tax that will make life harder for the average Nigerian, especially when the economy is already bleeding? But let's be fair. The government says the tax is necessary to boost revenue. They argue that Nigeria can't keep borrowing to fund its budget. They say this tax will help fund infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Sounds reason, right? But here's the problem. Nigerians have heard this before for decades. We pay taxes, we pay levies, we pay VAT, we pay stamp duty. But what is the result? Where is the light? Where is the water? Where is the security? Even APC chieftain Ayiri Emami, yes, a member of the ruling party, criticized the move. He said the tax will hurt ordinary Nigerians, not the fuel marketers. He warned that rural communities, especially those who rely on petrol for fishing, farming, and transport, will suffer the most. Now think about that. When even your own party members are calling you out, something is wrong. Let's look at the bigger picture. This policy is coming at a time when inflation is over 30%, unemployment is rising, and the naira is losing value daily. People are already struggling to eat, to pay rent, to send their children to school, and now they have to pay more for fuel. The Yoruba Union is not just speaking for the Southwest. Their message resonates across Nigeria, from Kano to Calabar, from Enugu to Ilorin. The pain is the same. But here is a question. Why is it that every time the government needs money, it turns to the poor? Why not tax luxury goods? Why not go after oil thieves? Why not cut the cost of governance? Why not lead by example? Let's not forget, Nigeria is one of the few oil-producing countries where citizens pay global prices for fuel without enjoying the benefits of oil wealth. In Saudi Arabia, fuel is cheap. Venezuela, it is almost free. Even in Angola, fuel is subsidized. But in Nigeria, we produce oil, yet we suffer. And now the Yoruba Union is saying enough is enough. They are calling on the National Assembly to reject the tax. They are urging civil society to rise up. They are warning that this policy could trigger unrest. And honestly, they might be right. Because when people are hungry, angry, and hopeless, anything can happen. Let's take a moment to reflect on history. In 2012, when President Goodluck Jonathan attempted to remove fuel subsidy, Nigerians poured into the streets. Occupy Nigeria was born. Labor unions, civil society, and ordinary citizens united in protest. It was a moment of national awakening. Now, in 2025, we are seeing echoes of that resistance, but this time, it is not just about subsidy. It is about a tax that could crush the last breath of survival, and the Yoruba Union is leading the charge. But let's ask, what does this mean politically? Is this a crack in the Southwest support for Tinubu? Is this the beginning of a broader regional pushback? Remember, Tinubu's strongest base is the Yoruba heartland. If that base began to question his policies, it could shift the political landscape. And let's not forget, 2027 is around the corner. Now, let's look at the legal angle. Some lawyers argue that the tax violates the Petroleum Industry Act, which was meant to promote transparency and competition. They say the government cannot impose such a tax without proper consultation and legislative approval. Others say it's within the president's power, especially under emergency economic measures. So, who is right? Well, that's for the court to decide. But one thing is clear, Nigerians are watching and they are tired of being the sacrificial lambs. Let's talk about the human cost. Imagine a single mother in Ibadan who uses petrol to run her grinding machine. Imagine a fisherman in Bayelsa who needs fuel for his boat. Imagine a teacher in Kaduna who travels 20 kilometers daily to work. These are real people, not statistics. And every naira increase in fuel price is a cut into their survival. Now, let's talk solution. Some economists suggest a phased approach, reduce the tax gradually, offer targeted subsidies to vulnerable groups, and invest in local refining. Others say scrap the tax entirely and focus on cutting waste in government. But will the government listen? That is a million naira question. So here we are, a 15% fuel import tax, a nation on edge, a people pushed to the brink, and a government that says it is doing what is best, even as the street says otherwise. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think this tax is necessary for Nigeria's survival, or is it just another way to punish the masses? Is the Yoruba Union right to speak out, or are they playing politics? Let's talk in the comment sections. If you are still watching, kindly like this video right now and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. And please drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you think. Till next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay strong.
Guys, the Yoruba Union organization condemns Tinubu 15% tax on fuel import. Say that Tinubu wants to monopolize Nigeria economy for few cronies. When I say that the tribalism, bigotry will take us nowhere, will not take us anywhere. You think I'm joking? A whole 15% on fuel import. Do you know what it means from next year now, or when they finally implement this 15%? The price of fuel go high. The presidency needs to ask themselves question: why are the marketers importing fuel? Why we have local refineries refining fuel? Dangote they export fuel. Dangote refinery or Dangote group they export fuel. Why will they import fuel? Which kind government, which kind country be this? The presidency and the government needs to ask them question. If they are doing well, why are the fuel marketers not patronizing? Why are they not patronizing the local produce, goods? Why do they choose to import? APC under Tinubu administration has come to finish also. These people has nothing to offer. Because tell me, while marketers will import fuel, while we have refine and producing the same fuel that we export to other. Ha! This country now, wow.